What's up, everybody? So this is I had a question about how to teach recoil with a punch. It's something to kind of understand, and I actually borrowed this from Ryan Hoover during our some of the training we had done. So the general idea is like a punch is half push and half pull, right? So when I'm throwing a jab, for example, as much as my hand is pushing out, the other hand is pulling backwards. And if you look at a lot of like karate practitioners, they do this really, really well with their reverse punches, where they'll throw one punch and they'll pull one to the hip. I'm not a big fan of pulling it to the hip for obvious self-defense reasons, but the idea that as much as I punch out, the other one pulls back. Same thing with boxing. If I punch, I want to pull the other one, and then the same thing when I reverse, I pull one and I push. It happens with the kick, it happens with the elbow, any type of technique. So a good way to teach it is to grab a jump rope, just put it around the neck, and what you're going to do from this position is you're going to throw the punch, and as you throw the punch, you're going to push out, and at the same time, you're going to pull back with this one. And then from here, when you go to reverse, you pull and push. You want to keep the tension on the rope. So the rope stays nice and taut the entire time. So I push and then pull, and then pull, and then push. Just to kind of give them a visual of what's happening, that this shoulder is rotating backwards as much as this one is rotating forward, and then the same thing happens on the other side. Okay. You can do the same thing on the bag. Just coming up to the bag, and if you have them shadow boxing or you're just throwing a jab, for example, you have them focus on pulling back on this one, and then pulling with the other one. You can choke up in the rope so you don't end up hitting yourself in the face like I just did. Pull it up here and hold on to the handle, and then from here. So I'm pulling back here, and then I'm pushing this one forward and getting used to both sides of my body doing the equal work. And then of course you can switch it to the other hand. Just grab onto the handle. Starting with the right hand, pulling the left hand back, and at the same time, punching the other side out. Just give it a shot. Just kind of play around with the idea of the push and pull action. Same thing will happen with the kick. If I'm, even without the rope, if I'm throwing a kick, for example, as my left shoulder comes forward, my right shoulder comes back. Okay. Same thing on the other side. If I'm throwing the right kick, my right shoulder comes forward, and I want to think about pulling the other side back as I throw it. Give it a try, let us know how it goes.